The 21st century is witnessing a seismic shift in the global order. The United States, long the dominant superpower, faces a rising challenger China. This rivalry, encompassing economic, technological, and military dimensions, has profound implications for the future. Is this the defining geopolitical struggle of our time? Some argue that a new Cold War is upon us. Others see a more nuanced competition, with elements of cooperation alongside conflict. Understanding the dynamics of the US-China relationship is crucial for navigating the complexities of the 21st century. The stakes are high, and the outcome remains uncertain. The US and China are deeply intertwined, yet their interests often diverge. This clash of values and visions lies at the heart of the rivalry. Will they find a way to coexist peacefully, or will their rivalry push the world towards a new era of instability and conflict? The US-China rivalry is perhaps most visible in the economic realm. Both countries are economic powerhouses, with global supply chains and markets deeply intertwined. However, this economic interdependence is also a source of tension. Trade wars, tariffs, and accusations of unfair trade practices have become increasingly common. Competition is particularly fierce in sectors like semiconductors and 5G technology. Semiconductors are essential components of modern electronics, and China's efforts to become self-sufficient in this area have raised concerns in the US. Similarly, the race to develop and deploy 5G networks has become a geopolitical battleground. The economic rivalry between the US and China has real-world consequences for businesses and consumers. Tariffs can lead to higher prices for goods, while restrictions on technology transfer can stifle innovation. The ability of both countries to manage this competition responsibly will be crucial for ensuring continued global prosperity. Beyond the economic sphere, the US and China are also locked in a fierce competition for technological supremacy. This rivalry encompasses a wide range of cutting-edge technologies, including artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and biotechnology. China has made significant strides in recent years, particularly in AI. The Chinese government has invested heavily in AI research and development, and Chinese companies are emerging as global leaders. Quantum computing is another area where the US and China are vying for dominance. Quantum computers have the potential to revolutionize fields like medicine, materials science, and cryptography. Both countries are investing heavily in quantum research, and the race to build the first practical quantum computer is heating up. The US has taken steps to counter China's technological rise, including enacting legislation like the CHIPS and Science Act. Technological leadership brings with it economic prosperity, military power, and global influence. The stakes are high, and both countries are committed to winning this race. The US-China rivalry also has a significant military dimension. China is rapidly modernizing its military, investing heavily in advanced weapon systems, expanding its naval capabilities, and asserting itself more assertively in its region. This has raised concerns in the US and among its allies about China's intentions. The South China Sea has become a particularly contentious flashpoint. China claims sovereignty over most of this strategically important waterway, despite competing claims from neighboring countries. China has built artificial islands in the South China Sea and militarized them, raising tensions with the US. Beyond the South China Sea, China is also expanding its military presence in the Indian Ocean and beyond. The US has responded to China's military modernization by strengthening its own military capabilities in the Asia-Pacific region. The US has also deepened its security ties with allies like Japan, South Korea, and Australia. While the US and China are not engaged in a direct military conflict, the risk of miscalculation or accident remains a concern. The rivalry between the United States and China has significant implications for the rest of the world. Smaller nations are often caught in the crossfire, forced to choose sides, or navigate a complex geopolitical landscape. China's Belt and Road Initiative aims to connect China to Asia, Africa, and Europe, but it's divisive. Some countries welcome the BRI, while others see it as a debt trap expanding China's influence. The US counters with initiatives like the Build Back Better World Partnership. They argue their initiatives are more transparent and sustainable. The rivalry extends to international organizations like the United Nations. China challenges US leadership, promoting its own vision of global governance. This rivalry impacts global markets, disrupting supply chains and causing financial volatility. As the US and China compete, the world becomes increasingly polarized. The future of the US-China relationship is uncertain. Some experts believe that the rivalry will continue to intensify, leading to a new Cold War. Others argue that a degree of cooperation is possible, particularly in areas of shared interest like climate change and global health security. One possible scenario is a stalemate, where the US and China continue to compete but avoid direct conflict. This would likely involve a continuation of the current pattern of economic competition, technological rivalry, and military buildup. However, it would also require both sides to manage their differences responsibly and avoid actions that could lead to escalation. Another possibility is a period of détente, similar to the easing of tensions between the US and the Soviet Union in the 1970s. This would require both sides to make concessions and find common ground on issues like trade, arms control, and regional security. A third scenario is the emergence of new alliances and partnerships. The future of the US-China relationship will depend on a complex interplay of factors, including domestic politics, economic performance, technological innovation, and military capabilities. The rivalry between the United States and China presents profound implications for the global order. It has the potential to reshape international relations and influence human progress. The stakes are high, and the consequences will be felt for generations. If the rivalry escalates, it could lead to a more divided and unstable world. A new Cold War would have far-reaching consequences. However, responsible management could lead to a more peaceful world. Cooperation is essential to address global challenges. The future hinges on the choices the US and China make. The rivalry between the US and China is the defining geopolitical challenge of our time. It is a complex and multifaceted issue with no easy answers. Navigating this new era of great power competition requires careful diplomacy, strategic thinking, and a commitment to dialogue and understanding. As citizens of a globalized world, we all have a role to play in shaping the future of this relationship. We must engage in informed debate, challenge simplistic narratives, and demand that our leaders pursue policies that promote peace, prosperity, and cooperation. We must also recognize the importance of building bridges between our two countries. People-to-people exchanges, cultural diplomacy, and educational partnerships can help to foster understanding, reduce mistrust, and create a more stable and interconnected world. The future is not predetermined. The choices we make today will shape the world of tomorrow. Let us choose wisely and work together to build a future where the US and China can coexist peacefully and cooperate for the betterment of all humankind.